Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I'm going to send out my shares really quickly. I hope y'all are having a grand old Tuesday because it is Tuesday today. I was going to say it was Wednesday, but that's not the correct day. Let me focus on sending these so I don't forget or I don't click the wrong things. I have a hair on my mouth. Ugh. Okay. All right. If you are new here and you don't know who I am, hi, my name is Kay, first of all. I'm a plant-based lifestyle strategist, so I'm here and supporting you in shifting your health positioning. As a health positioning architect that I am, that I have been doing this for about 3 years now, almost 3 years. If I haven't hit that mark of 3 years, I think I don't hit the mark for 3 years actually until June or July. So we're right there on the cusp. But since I've been doing this for as long as I have, I've been plant-based for over 5.5 years, and I've helped many different women with understanding how to create a space where their body responds correctly to food. It responds correctly to having healthier habits and healthy daily habits and sustaining that. Today, we're going to be talking about every time you eat, how it's creating a blood sugar response, and why breaking your fast correctly is so important, and how it changes everything that happens throughout your day when it comes to insulin resistance and inflammation. So if you are dealing with insulin resistance right now, or if you are tired and inflamed, craving sugar all the time and having these really, really strong cravings, right? Snacks and etc., cookies and cakes and all these different things, or already feeling behind or off in your body, I need you to understand something. The way that you break your fast every single day is truly important and impacts your metabolism so much that it either stresses it out or it supports it. So you have to ask yourself, what are the symptoms that I'm having and how is my body responding, to know what your metabolism is trying to communicate with you. So if you were having a day that just gives a bunch of stress signals, stress signs, and it just does not flow the way that it should when it comes to what your body should be operating as, you have to understand that you are having habits when it comes to your food that are stressing out your body instead of helping build up and support your metabolism. And so most women have no idea that their breakfast is completely setting the tone for their day and throwing off their day. So you're having blood sugar spikes. You're having a whole bunch of insulin going through the body. You're having a whole lot of inflammation. Your energy is off. Your cravings are strong. And your hunger goes all throughout the day. And this is your entire day of battling each and every one of these symptoms and these aspects. And so you have to think about what your first meal is doing and how much it matters. It matters so much that your body needs support and it needs consistency with food. It doesn't need you to fast your way into being healthy by skipping meals and not setting your body up for appropriate fast. Nor does it need you sitting here thinking that carbs are the problem and that you should cut out all carbs and only eat salads, because that's not consistency with your body. Not only are you not going to eat salads for the rest of your life, who wants to do that? That's pretty basic, pretty bland. You can spice up a salad as much as you want, but nobody wants to eat that every single day, right? And then you also have to give your body that security and that safety in eating a variety of different foods and knowing that you're eating a rainbow plate that supports the full system, because your body is always responding to what you put in it. This is an input and an output. So one of the biggest shifts that women need to make in their life is not just counting calories and understanding that food is a calorie and it's a number that you shouldn't get it past a certain point. Food is communication. Food is a communication pathway to your body. So every time that you eat, every time that you snack, every time that you skip a meal and don't eat, your body is going to respond to that communication. So if you don't set your body up for a fast and you think that you're going to starve yourself until dinner time today, your body is communicating saying there's famine, this isn't right, something is going on, hold on to all the excess. So you're fat. So all of that issue that you have with buildup, it's telling you to hold on. Your body is going to respond appropriately to how you operate day to day. Your pancreas, your insulin, your blood sugar, your inflammation, your cortisol, they're all going to respond to how you eat or if you don't eat. So if you're insulin resistant or if your fasting insulin is high, your body is already going to be sensitive to the unstable habits of doing something like an impromptu fast that you didn't plan on doing. And yesterday you ate all these cookies, cakes, and ice cream in a hefty dinner before, right? Thinking that you're eating enough. So it should be good for you to not eat a lot tomorrow, the next day. But you're not understanding that you didn't eat enough greens, you didn't get enough fiber, you didn't get enough stabilizers in your food, you didn't even stabilize your blood sugar before you went to sleep. So when you woke up and you had a fasting insulin that was too high, you continuously throughout the day did not break your fast with something to stabilize it, with structure. And so this causes your body to be in a disarray. But let's break down what happens over the night when you don't give yourself that stability. Overnight, your body is fasting the way that it should be, right? Your blood sugar is naturally going to stabilize itself when you give it the correct environment. Your hormones should be shifting into a positive space and a positive light to be balanced. So that way, your cortisol that begins in the morning when you wake up is not a stress response that spikes it to an all-time high, but it gets it balanced because there's a balance. There's a high and then there's a plateau of a bottom of a low. And then there's the balance that people are missing. So when you wake up and your body is already entering into a transition of reading and coding what you're doing, what you're going to do for today, what you ate yesterday, right? And you break your fast with coffee. You break your fast with sugar. You break your fast with cereal, cookies, ice cream, whatever you're breaking your fast with, a hearty breakfast of bacon, eggs, and whatever else, and you have no stabilizers in your food. This is not giving you a healthy, hearty breakfast. This is making your metabolism plateau. This is making your metabolism panic and spiking your cortisol. Thank you for the follows. Please tap the screen if you are finding value in this content. I really would appreciate it. It brings more people into our live. Tap up the screen, share the live. So when you have a breakfast that does not trend your health in the correct way, nor set yourself up for success throughout that time period, you are constantly going to be in a metabolic stressed out state and an insulin spike. And this insulin spike, most women create day to day. As soon as they get up and break their fast with coffee, with donuts, with bacon, eggs, biscuits with a whole bunch of jelly. You got syrup on different things. And it's not maple syrup, but it's pancake syrup because maple syrup and pancake syrup are different. You have no protein, no fiber, no structure in your breakfast at all, or you skip it completely. And then guess what happens? Your blood sugar is going to spike quickly and your insulin's going to spike just as quickly. And it's going to be doing this all day. And then your energy is going to crash by 12 o'clock if you're eating earlier than 12. Your hunger is going to increase before 12 o'clock. And you're wondering why you ate a good breakfast at 8 or 9 o'clock, but you're hungry by 10:30 or 11. Your cortisol is going to rise again and again throughout the day. And your inflammation is going to stay increased. This is how you start a life of inflammatory responses and chronic inflammation. And women spend their entire day trying to recover from the way that they started out their day. And this is no exaggeration. This is exactly how we are trained into living our day. It's trying to play catch up with what we started our day with. This is the reason why, if you are in America, the standard American diet, right? That SAD diet, if you break down that acronym, it literally starts you out in a day with highly inflammatory foods and things that are going to give you the itis. Bacon, eggs, biscuits, pancakes, all these different things. Cover it in pancake syrup, cover it in sugar. Start your day with this coffee that's going to throw off your digestive tract and your gut. And then guess what? Now you're having to run back and forth to the bathroom all day. Now you're sitting here hungry, trying to figure out if you're going to eat lunch because you ate too much at breakfast, or you're sleepy by the time that lunch comes around. So you skip it and you go take a nap, right? There is a piece missing in the connection of how to be healthier. And this missing piece is you understanding that what you have been taught in society and what has been passed down generationally by the society that keeps you sick is that they want you to be ignorant to your own body's responses and how your body connects together with food. They don't want you to understand the missing piece of what this puzzle is trying to put together. When your insulin spikes repeatedly throughout the day, your body is going to experience more stress. So a lot of people think that the stress from their body is coming from work and family and all these other things that they have going on. And a lot of the time, it's just the food. A lot of the time, it's their eating habits. Thank you for the follows. Please keep tapping the screen, bring more people in here, like up the live, share the live if you are getting any value in this content, because not only does it help me out as a creator, but it also helps us getting a good portion of questions at the end of the stream, because I do answer questions at the end. So the body is going to experience more stress as you go along the day, and you do this for days, months, weeks, years. And the stress that is created inside the body creates more inflammation. So it's going to impact your energy again. It's going to impact your digestive tract, your hormones. It's going to impact your water retention. It's going to have fat being stored more than ever. It's going to cause brain fog, and it's going to cause irregular sleep patterns. And so when you tell yourself, or you say out loud, I feel inflamed, I feel heavy, I feel bloated, I'm exhausted, I'm puffy, right? I'm craving all this sugar, I'm gaining weight around my stomach, where's this coming from? And you immediately start looking at different diets, that's the problem. Society has taught you to rely on a diet for you to be healthier, but diet culture does not teach you how to sustain your health. It teaches you to lose 20 pounds in 10 days. It teaches you how that you can look as good as the Jenny Craig model on TV, so that way you can fit into those jeans that you haven't been able to fit into, right? Instead of teaching you how to look at your symptoms and see the habit patterns that have caused you to be here, to see how your blood sugar is spiked, see how your patterns has caused insulin resistance and inflammation to run rampant through the body. And so we have to think about cutting carbs and skipping meals is not helping us through our healthy metabolism, our healthy body. It's not helping us, because if it was helping us, weight loss programs and all those different things that they teach you with diet culture wouldn't be as lucrative as they are when it comes to them making a profit off of you, because they wouldn't need you as a return repeat customer, because it would work, it would be sustainable. And then guess what? Now you are taken care of, you are healthy, and you can keep these habits so that you're not having to go back to them. You're not having to try the new latest diet trend. You're not having to try the new fast of no carbs, no sugar, no bread, and all the etc., right? And so if your body is already stressed and in an insulin resistant state, skipping meals is only going to worsen the cycle, because your cortisol rises and it's trying to compensate for what you have going on with the lack of nutrients. And so as your cortisol raises your blood sugar, which means your blood sugar is going to become unstable, your insulin is going to respond correctly according to that, which is a spike. And then your cravings are going to intensify so that you can put more sugar in, because your body's having to expel all the excess sugar that it does not need and cannot convert into energy. And so then now you're overeating, because this becomes more regular. This becomes more likely that now you're going to have a craving at 12, 1 o'clock every single day. And you're wanting sugar, you're wanting coffee, you're wanting all these different things. You're wanting all these French fries and carbs, and your energy is becoming non-existent. It's going to become inconsistent, and you're going to be wondering why now every day at 1 or 2 o'clock you have to have coffee. It's not because you are lacking discipline, but it's because women are feeling so out of control of their body day to day by the afternoon, because your body was dysregulated from the time that you woke up and you started your day, and started it with either a lack of nutrients, with fasting, or incorrect nutrients. Because that's what we've been taught. When you look at the programming of TV and etc., what do they do when they're showing you like, mom cooked a good breakfast and everybody runs downstairs and only takes a bite or two? But guess what? It's a full plethora of a plate of waffles, pancakes, eggs, bacon, sausage, like all these different things, pork products. They got all this processed orange juice on the table, this dairy, like all these different things put on the table in front of you. It's programming. And you have to think about, why is the programming for you to eat all of these things to break your fast so strong? It's not just because the standard American diet approves of this. There is a reason why they keep revamping the pyramid that our food is supposed to resemble. There is a reason. The same thing with the plate that they've recreated. It's not to benefit us. It is to benefit society's health projections. That's what I'm going to say, because I have told y'all this many times. And if you've missed any of my past lives, they are posted on my YouTube. Go check that out. It's linked in my bio. They are projecting people to be overweight and diabetic so much to the point by 2030, they're going to make over $1 trillion profit off of people being in the hospital from being overweight and diabetic or needing medications and etc. Just overall in the health industry. That's not isolated to now how everything has a protein label. It's spot on. Everything has a protein label because they know proteins are the key factor that people have been missing in their health. The same thing with fiber. That's the reason why I think in like 2010, maybe before then, everybody was so heavy on like putting fiber in their food, Fiber One bars, all this added fiber into your oatmeal, right? All these different things that they're adding back into your food. But you're not realizing this is fake fiber. This is fake proteins. These are fake irons. Like they're not adding in real nutrients that your body recognizes as something that's non-synthetic, that comes naturally from you to produce more and regulate. But instead, it recognizes as something that is synthetic, chemically made, man-made, and goes, well, I don't know what to do with this really. Like it resembles iron, but we really don't need this fake iron. So I'm going to store it inside of your liver. I'm going to store it inside of your fats. And this becomes a consistent confusion that your body goes through. But it's okay because we can get away from the consistent confusion and give it consistent support and give it what it thrives on by understanding that not punishing your body for being hungry and eating is the way to go. Not going through extreme crash diets and these yo-yo dieting. Not sitting here doing random diets hoping that something is going to stick and something is going to work. But consistency, consistent nourishment, consistent support for your blood sugar. Giving yourself a consistent meal structure, or at least a rainbow plate of understanding how you need to eat these foods. Giving yourself consistent protein, fiber, and a rhythm that goes along with your cycle. If you are a woman, you should be eating for your cycle phases. So when your body actually recognizes that you're supporting it and it knows what that support is doing, everything starts to stabilize itself. Keep tapping up that screen if you guys are finding value, please, and thank you. But you have to understand what the body's symptoms are meaning and recognize these pattern habits for you to know what is supporting the body and to get into a stabilized space that is sustainable, right? So when you are breaking your fast, what should that do for you? Your first meal should create stability in your day. So it should start out with something that is going to give you energy. It's going to prevent you from crashing. It should reduce your cravings, and it should keep you full. It should also support your insulin balance, and it also should lower stress in your body and keep your fasting insulin from spiking high, or rather that's at the end of the day, but still all throughout the day, you should have a insulin that is stabilized. So at the end of the day, when you get ready to go to sleep, your fasting insulin does not spike to an all-time high when you wake up. So you have to give yourself permission, one, to understand and recognize the patterns that are going on in front of you and sit down and think about the symptoms that you have. Start to recognize the pattern habits. If you've been diagnosed with diabetes or insulin resistance, or if you just see the signs of inflammation and insulin resistance and you know that this is not the way that you want to go and you eat too much processed sugar, you have sugar cravings. A lot of people have sugar addiction. It's okay to admit it. As somebody who had sugar addiction and got rid of it, I know it was right before my birthday. My birthday's in July. So it took me from May to June and I completely cut it out. It was just because I wanted to wean myself off versus completely cutting it off. I said that I wanted to be by my birthday. I wanted to have clear skin and etc. And I achieved that for myself. The first thing that I did for myself was recognizing and realizing that the first thing that I'm going to have to do is cut out all sugars. And I even cut off fruits for about a week or two, just to get myself in a space where I'm not craving any sugar, period. And then after I got away from that, I started to be in a space where I started incorporating those sweet sugars back in, such as those fruits, oranges, dates, apples, and etc. Allowed myself to have fresh juice again because I wanted to reset my system. And as I went along, because sugar addiction only takes 2 weeks to get rid of, by the time that the end of May, June hit, I wasn't even craving sugar anymore. It was so much to the point where I wasn't craving sugar anymore that I hadn't bought any snacks in so long that when my birthday came around and I had a birthday cake, it wasn't the temptation of, oh my God, I haven't had cake, I really want cake. That binge was gone because and I can recognize this in myself and be very open. I'm the person that will binge if I don't have a sweet or a sugar after a long time. If I don't have any snack and it's been so long, I will binge eat it. But when I recognize that I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the cake and it just does not appetite, like it is not giving that craving of like, oh my God, I have to have a piece right now. But instead made me go, you know what? Maybe a taste, and that's really all I really need. And I had that cake in the freezer for some months. I want to say I had that cake for like 3 or 4 months. Like cut pieces to the people who were at my birthday party, had leftovers, left it in the freezer because I had gotten rid of that sugar addiction. It is not as difficult as you think. Now I am back in the space of eating sugar, and I'm back in the space again of like, I'm cutting it out. I cannot wait for watermelon season to really start thriving so that way I can get back into just like drinking juice, because even though July is my birthday, I love that time to just be on watermelon cleansing and watermelon fast because watermelon fills me up. I love watermelon juice and I love summer fruits. And so this is exactly the structure that I teach women that work with me in my program, because it's about having that structure of recognizing the patterns, recognizing the symptoms, understanding how your body operates and how you operate day to day, knowing your cycle phases, and then giving yourself the appropriate amount of nutrition, not cutting everything off and only eating certain things and starving and being in a calorie deficit, but understanding how important it is for you to eat real nutritional foods. So we have to learn how the body actually works and how it works with itself versus against itself. And as somebody who puts myself in a position to help you in your health journey as a health positioning architect, my job is to help women reposition themselves when it comes to their metabolism through their daily habits that support you in healing, that supports you in reversing what you have going on. And so the work that I do with the women that are in my program right now, my Metabolic Reversal Method, you're going to understand how to strategically break your fast correctly, how to stabilize your blood sugar daily, how to reduce your inflammation, how to stabilize and lower your insulin spikes, how to also have healthy eating habits versus reactive eating habits, and have a cycle that helps you eat more, but yet not eat the things that cause all the weight gains and cause the distress in the body. How daily habits having daily habits, I couldn't get it out, how having daily habits that allow your body to trust you again will release you from the hold that diet culture has you in. Dieting has you in a hold. Dieting has your metabolism just waiting for you to stop counting calories. And then when you go back to counting those calories again, it's going to hold on to everything that you possibly eat. It's going to hold on to everything that it possibly can. It's going to, regardless of how many calories and how many carbs you cut out and all the different things, it's going to be in a panic state and it's not going to feel comfortable. So when women finally start eating in the way that supports their physiology, supports your biology, energy becomes steady, your cravings will decrease, your inflammation will soften, your bloating will lower, your mental clarity improves itself, and your sleep will improve itself as well. But you have to understand how the body operates day to day, because your body is not broken. It's just unsupported in the lifestyle that you live right now. And what they have taught us in society keeps us in a space of not recognizing how unsupported the body truly is. Keep tapping up that screen, guys. I really appreciate it. And we're going to get to questions in a minute. So if you guys have a question, please go on ahead and start thinking of your questions so you can drop them down for me. So that's the reason why I have created the Metabolic Reversal Method, because this method is going to help you be able to recognize those patterns, identify those patterns, and give you new habit patterns to break the old ones step by step, so that you can get that regulation, so you can have structure, and you understand how you get the space of sustainable metabolic health. Because you don't need more restriction, you don't need another diet. You need a space where your body feels safe, it feels stable, and it feels supported. So if you are ready for that, if you are looking for a space where you stop spiking your insulin every day without realizing it, but you're looking for a space where you're more intentional, you are supporting the body intentionally, your next step for you is to click the link in my bio. Go check out my Metabolic Reversal program. It is going to help you. That website, that link that is there, it's going to teach you more about what's in the program, what we're going to be doing step by step, week by week. And it's going to give you the full plethora of how I have not only helped myself be able to balance my metabolism. I was over 200 pounds couldn't get under 190. And now here I am in a space where I've been plant-based for over 5.5 years. I don't deal with all the, not all the inflammation that I was having going on, but also all the weight gain and the weight spikes that were keeping me in a depressed state and making me feel like that I was forever going to be overweight, and I was forever going to be the girl who got labeled by my doctor as somebody who just cannot get under a certain amount, and how my body type just doesn't do that, and how my family lineage and history just doesn't do that, right? But I say this all the time, and drop your questions down if you have them while I'm saying this. Your health does not be determined based on everybody else's health factors. Your grandma's diabetes does not automatically mean you're going to get diabetes. It is not running your family. What runs in your family is the same terrible habits that everybody has had, and it's been passed down to you. That's the reason why it goes from generation to generation. It's not because Meemaw had cancer and diabetes, and so are you going to get it too. It is not running your family. It's the habits that you have that determine your health. It determines the outcomes. So when you are not getting the health that you were looking for, when you don't have the response from your body that you were looking for, you need to reflect on the habits that you have when it comes to food. So if you guys have any questions, please drop them down. I appreciate you guys for the likes. And if you guys don't have any questions, I will be hopping off. I try to go live at least 3 times a week. This live will be posted on YouTube if you missed any of this live or any past lives, as well as I post every Tuesday and Thursday. So this one will be posted today because I think I am all caught up with my live posts. So this one will be posted today, and then the next one that we have will be posted on Thursday. So I do post twice a week over on YouTube. And if you guys have any questions, and I post over here on TikTok as well. So go ahead and drop me a follow if you haven't already. I appreciate all you guys for following already. And if you aren't new here and you are returning, welcome back. Appreciate you for coming back, coming through. Any questions at all? I hit my stand. If you guys don't have any questions, I think my dog needs to go OUT because she's staring at me right now. Any questions? Let me do my eyebrows. Any questions for me at all about blood sugar regulation, metabolism healing, about the metabolic reversal method, anti-inflammatory habits, or anything about the program or what we're going to do for anti-inflammatory habits, diet culture, anything that I've listed? Any questions? I really do appreciate you guys for tapping up the screen too. Well, I'm not seeing any questions, so I guess I have answered and covered everything. I hope that this live has supported you. I hope that this live has not only impacted you positively, but has also given you a different outcome on breaking your fast, aka breakfast. Like I said, if you've missed any of this live and you want to catch the full thing, it will be posted today on YouTube at 6 p.m. If you are on my email list, you will get that email to let you know that it is posted, it is live, as well as you also get a Wellness Wednesday email every single week. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.